Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. A preemptive strike. Mauricio Sulaiman is trying to disable the enemy before anything happens. Well, if that's the case, he's just trying to disable himself. Stop with the bullshit, Mauricio Sulaiman. And in the most kindly way, I request that you'll hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. A preemptive strike. We want to make sure that we have the right procedures in place. Let me tell you what this guy said. We're trying to explore ways to prevent Fury versus Usyk controversy. Let me tell you something, man. The whole world knows that Tyson Fury is going to win that fight, even if he's losing the fight. Even if he gets cut on it, the cut reopens on his eye. Even if Usyk is beating him from pillar to post. We already know what the secret society has planned. You can't take the man, Tyson Fury, who was promised to be led to unimaginable wealth in the top of the welterweight division by Daniel Kinahan, to be out there fighting in Saudi and now lose to the Ukrainian, the rabbit, the dastard, the sausage, Usyk. Now hold your horses. Sulaiman out here talking about he's proposing radical changes ahead of the undisputed heavyweight encounter between Fury and Usyk. Because he's concerned supposedly about controversy. Yo, Mauricio Sulaiman is controversy. Tyson Fury is controversy. These fights and stuff going on in Saudi Arabia, yo, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. But it is controversy. Now, all of a sudden, Mauricio Sulaiman wants to make sure the clash that takes place on 18 May in Saudi, that's not going to be any funny business, that everyone gets a fair shake at the fight. It's a level playing field. Come on, man. I already did a video talking about how they're trying to bubble up from three judges. It was 5. Now they're talking about 6 judges. 6 judges for Fury versus Usyk. People, y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see what's going on? That's the smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. They're splashing a hot cup of yogurt on your back. Why the hell do they need 6 judges? What? This shit taking place in Saudi, right? Supposed to be a bunch of super integrity out there with Al-Sheikh. But you're telling me that Mauricio Sulaiman is concerned about corruption taking place in Saudi? I'd be more concerned with the off with your head hearing that shit. Come on. So if there's going to be corruption, right? What does 6 judges do? Nothing. Smoke and mirrors people just for them to come out here and still rob Usyk. So instead of saying, well, you had 6 judges watching the fight and all 6 saw it that way, it's kind of hard to disagree with the judges. Maybe all 6 judges were paid to watch, to see the fight for Tyson Fury. I don't know. That's what Mauricio Sulaiman is suggesting, man, and recommending. I don't understand. You talk about people having a bad night, man. You know what? A fighter can have a bad night. But this shit about, judges can have a bad night, it happens. You can kind of understand. This is my thing, right? For them to say a judge like a fighter can have a bad night. I can understand a fighter having a bad night. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're jet lagged, maybe if shit going on in your personal life, maybe you have a little soreness or something that you don't want to disclose. There's a lot of things that can go on with a fighter. They get in the ring and for some reason, they're just off by a step. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's just not in rhythm. And then we can understand that and they come back. But this shit about judging, judges talking about having, how can a judge have a bad night? How can we give a judge a pass for having a bad night? I just don't understand it, man. But I do understand some of these fights are difficult, man. But, come on. We seen this shit about a judge having a bad night. When these judges get it wrong, they don't just get it wrong, they get it wrong. And I already told you, when it comes to the secret society and corruption, a lot of these conferences and stuff that are taking place, judges already, man, swayed a certain direction. Whatever a promoter uses influence, sanctioned body use their influence, or just, whether it's money or promise for, bigger opportunities to the judges. There's all kind of stuff that goes on. Like, what I'm telling you is not made up. Like, this is shit that really happens, okay? But it is. It is what it is. So we're going to see. He's also talking about using video technology for the highly anticipated fight, with the further aim at overruling incorrect calls by the officials, such as headbutts. So it sounds to me like they want to make sure Tyson Fury. I just think they're just trying to set this whole thing up to make sure Tyson Fury is in a win-win situation. But, y'all can disagree with me and say, Hood, you just don't like Tyson Fury. No, what I'm telling you is, since Tyson Fury's returned to the sport of boxing, right? How come things always work out for that dude? How come Tyson Fury is always some shit going on with his name, with his fights? It started with Wilder, then with the Wilder fights, all three, from the judges to the second fight. First of all, the referee in the first fight, right, and the judges. Some people thought Wilder won that fight. The second fight, the whole shit with the fighting dirty and the sparring and all that crap. The third fight, still being a dirty fighter. Usman Sajjad, strength and conditioning, possibly on pads, right? Then going out there, man, being allowed to go in there and clip Chisora. You know what I'm saying? Then coming and fighting Dillian White. You know what I mean? And then to come out here and fight out there in Saudi Arabia, man, and a fight a lot of people thought he lost, but he was out of shape. The kind of money he's making. And then now, and all that shit in between, but not fighting Usyk. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. You take us 80-20, 70-30, all this craziness, right? Tyson Fury with all this shit. Right? There's always something attached to that man. Then he comes and fights Ngannou, gets knocked down, whatever, right? People thought he lost that fight. Some people thought he won. Then he goes out there, supposed to be fighting Usyk. Okay, here we go. Then boom, he gets cut and sparring. None of that shit makes sense. That whole cut thing, none of it makes sense, right? And then all of a sudden now, he's about to go fight Usyk. And now you got Mauricio Sulaiman coming with all these weird shit about, we want to have cameras, we want to have 6 judges, we want to have this, we want to have that, we're concerned about this, we're concerned about that. Well, man, why you weren't concerned about that shit when Tyson Fury was headbutting and elbowing and kneeing and biting and poking in the eye and kicking in the balls? Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury was hitting Deontay Wilder with all kind of elbows and shit in that second and third fight. I just rewatched the third fight yesterday, man, last night. From like 10 to like 11 o'clock, I watched that shit while my kids were asleep. Fury was hitting that man with all kind, looked like he was throwing the right hand and come with the elbow and shit. He was doing all kind of dirty stuff. But Sulaiman wasn't worried about no cameras then. So get out of here with that, man. I'm not trying to hear that, man, at all. He goes on to say, in the Fury and Ngannou, when Fury was cut, the referee didn't see any action that made the cut. Ruled it a punch, and then the British Boxing Board of Control and myself looked at the screen, the big screen in the stadium. We saw the headbutt, so we called it officially a headbutt. So what this just tells me is Sulaiman, he's sitting there in the audience, and if there's something that goes on that he doesn't agree with, he'll go up there and they'll overturn shit. Secret society's in full effect. But the idea of having the possibility of reviewing a major controversial happening inside the ring to make the right decision, the right call, and time is basically it. I don't know, man. They're trying to what was I about to say? To alleviate controversy. But I'm just telling you, Tyson Fury is controversy. Mauricio Sulaiman is controversy. Fighting in Saudi Arabia making $70-80 million. That shit is controversial. So I don't know what Sulaiman is doing. If anything, he should have kept quiet. Because now he brought unnecessary attention on himself. The preemptive strike disabled the enemy before they can go into action. Fuck is Mauricio Sulaiman talking about that? The preemptive strike. The preemptive strike. How about this, Mauricio Sulaiman? Bullshit. Get out of here. Quit taking it to the stupid. an even playing field. If it's not a fair fight and there's controversy, it's unacceptable. Anyway, Tyson Fury wins. He's undisputed, okay? Now you guys know what's going to happen. I'm in the breeze.